For today's workout, we're going to be doing some hips, some pelvis on femur action, femur on pelvis, just some good old hip rotation. You'll probably want to have handy a foam roller if you've got it, or a medicine ball, towel, pillow, anything that you could stick between your legs like this, just to when we're in the stack position, to keep your legs from collapsing on top of each other. I also have a band and anchor point right up here handy. Strongly recommend that. It is optional, just adding some extra tension, but highly recommended for the workout. For everybody joining live, if you have any questions or need any modifications, anything like that, I'll be monitoring the chat as we go, as always, and get any needs that you have addressed. So we'll go ahead and jump in and get started. We're going to be starting with our hip cars. We'll be doing hips, hip car, knee car, and spine car, just to kind of get everything in this little region moving and ready to go. So we'll start off lying down on our side for hip cars. Quick demo. If you're not familiar with the hip cars, we're just taking our hip through its full rotational range of motion. So everything in our body is nice and tight, nothing else is moving except for our femur through that hip joint. So everything nice and tight, big breath. I'm going to bring my knee kind of up in front of me and externally rotate my femur here. So externally rotate. Bone is rotating out and away from the body as I bring my foot in. Then I'll come hip flexion, knee up towards my chest while still holding that external rotation. Then I'll bring it out to the side. Once I've maxed it out to the side here, I'm going to rotate it, my foot back. So internal rotation, my femur is now rotating in towards my body, pushing back into hip extension, around and down. Then I'll push back, hip extension as far as I can, open out to the side, start externally rotating again, come up, around and down. And we're just taking our hip through its full rotational range of motion. We want as much hip range as we can get with as little anything else contributing to that motion. Let me think about that. So I'm not worried about how much range you're getting. I just want you to max your personal hip range. Don't try to look like me or anybody else. Just get your own personal hip range of motion. Get a little tension for your upper body. Sometimes I just like to kind of squeeze my hands together or plant into the ground. Either one works, or you can even hold on to something. But let's begin. 60 seconds on the clock. Back and forth. Ready and begin. So I'll just cue along as I go, but you go at your own pace. I'm externally rotating in the front. Then I'm lifting that knee. Then I'll come out to the side. Once I've swung it out to the side, before I spill over, I'm just going to internally rotate that hip, push back, around and down. Everything else is trying to stay nice and tight. I'm going to push back into hip extension. Up. Externally rotate again, around and down. We're just passing that 30-second mark, so moving along pretty nicely. Out to the side, abduction, and internally rotate that hip. Push back, around and down, and reverse. Pushing back, lifting out to the side, coming back, rotating under, around and down. We're already at that minute mark. You can just flip over. I'm just going to switch sides so I can stay facing the camera. And same thing on the other leg. 60 seconds and begin. Squeezing those muscles, feeling what's working, what's creating that movement while everything else is staying nice and tight. Doesn't matter if you just do one during this whole time or if you do 5 or however many you do. Just max your hip range. Minimize anything else. Really try to feel the muscles contracting and working for that movement. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll sit up into our knee carves. Knee carve, we're taking the knee now through its full range of motion, with including rotation. So usually we're thinking knee flexes and extends, but the knee also is made to rotate. So you want to imagine this whole tibia, especially right under the knee here, rotating. So if I have this midline, it's going outside that midline, and then that tibia is turning inside, outside and inside. And the motion is I'm going to turn out. So think not just at the foot, but at the knee. Turn that whole tibia out, kick up, turn in and down, out, up, in and down. We're going to do that for 30 seconds. Then we'll turn in, kick up, turn out and down, in, up, out and down. And you can feel right here at the base of your knee to see if you can feel that bone moving under there. You should feel a little rotation out, feel some rotation in. All right, so 60 seconds on the clock, 30 seconds one way, 30 seconds the other way. And just quick note on the setup, I just kind of like to get my outside arm of that same leg, sweep under, and then I'll just grab that other arm underneath just to kind of keep that upper leg still. So all I want is this lower leg moving. 60 seconds on the clock, ready and begin. Turning out, kick up, turn in, pull down, out, and again. Don't have to keep pace with me. Feel it in your own body. It doesn't matter how fast or slow you go. Just turn, try to feel that twist happening. Maintain that twist as you're kicking up, turn in, keep turning in as you pull back. Let's switch directions. We're going to turn in, kick up, turn out, and pull back. Turn in, kick up, turn out, and pull back. In, up, out, and back. We've got 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. We'll switch to our other leg. Outside arm, coming under. Grip in here, and begin. Kick out, kick up, turn in, pull back. Feel that knee moving if you need to. Go as fast or as slow as you need to feel that movement. Maybe you feel kind of behind your knee, at the hamstrings, that tendon moving, pulling to create that rotation. Switch directions. We're turning in, kick out, turn out, pull back. Maybe the sides of your knees. See if you can feel what's creating that twist. Not just feeling it at the ankle, but see if you can feel it at the knee. You've got 15 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. I'm going to come up to kneeling for spine carve. Spine, I'm just focusing mostly on T-spine. So right kind of through this zone here, right? So not too much of my lower spine, not too much of my neck, but right through kind of this zone here is where most of that movement is happening. And I'm thinking I'm going to round it forward, round that T-spine forward, max out that forward spine flexion. Once I've maxed that out, I'm going to hold flexion by squeezing my abs, then I'm going to rotate. So flexion, rotation, max out rotation. Once I've gotten that, I'm going to hold rotation and go into extension. Then I'm going to start rotating, hold extension as I rotate over to the other side. So extension with rotation the other way. Hold that rotation, move back into flexion while holding rotation. Come back middle, and then I'll reverse that. 60 seconds, back and forth, spine car. Here we go, ready and begin. Arms across the chest, everything nice and tight. Only get movement through the spine, so we're not rotating our hips, right? We're not driving the hips forward as we're leaning, just that spine moving. You can do these kneeling, you can do these standing, you can even do them seated. But the key is just trying to feel the spine move. Work the muscles, the tissues that create that movement. Squeeze them, feel them working. And we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. We'll go to quadruped for our cat-cows. And for these, I want you to, I know that most of us are familiar just kind of with the general movement. What I want you to focus on is segmenting the spine. So one segment at a time, think one vertebrae moving at a time. So I'll start off in flexion, and I'm going to start just with my pelvic tilt, right? My low back, pelvic tilt, I'm arching, then I'm slowly moving up through low back, arching into extension, starting to go into mid back, kind of starting to go into upper back, all slowly going into extension, and then my head comes up, and then I'll reverse it. So starting at the bottom, tucking into flexion, rounding, squeezing my abs, moving through mid back, upper back, and then finally neck goes. So one segment at a time, focusing. I don't care how much range you have, how much your back arches, or how much it flexes. I want you to focus on the feeling. And if you really focus on that feeling, you might notice some areas you don't feel as well. And that's going to be a separate class to start kind of helping you feel that better. But I want you to kind of take note, because if you never kind of notice what you don't feel, then you can't work on that, and then you still won't kind of be able to move that area. So first key, just focus on feeling. Here we go. 75 seconds on the clock. We'll start off in flexion at your own pace. Ready and begin. You're not watching the camera now. You're working on yourself, working that feeling at your own pace. Again, it won't matter if you do just one in 75 seconds or if you do 5. Just work on the feeling. Focus on the feeling and working one area of your back at a time. If it's kind of too precise in your mind to do every little vertebrae, you can think low back, low back, mid back, upper back, and kind of separate it that way. But really try to segment as much as you can. We've got about 30 more seconds of work. Work on that feeling, work on that segmenting. Cool. So we're all kind of warmed up now. We're gonna move into our first circuit. And what it's gonna look like is we're gonna lie down on our side and we're moving kind of our pelvis. It's gonna be a pelvis shift. And I'm gonna lie down on my side, stack my hips here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just shifting one kind of leg and knee forward while I'm shifting the other one back. So imagine these are on railroad tracks, one train going this way, the other train going that way. So I'm going back and forth like this, just shifting forward and back. And here, if you want to, is where you can add that band, that loop band around the leg, which will kind of help pull that top hip forward. You don't need it. It'll help you pull it forward, and then you'll also have something to resist you pulling back. So I'm shifting back, top leg goes back, bottom leg goes forward, and then reverse, right? So two trains going in the opposite direction, shifting back and forth. So that's our first exercise. I'm not turning my whole pelvis over. I'm just sucking that, kind of like sucking that femur back in, pushing it forward on the other side, and then pushing it forward on the top. So I'm not rotating, I'm just kind of sucking in. And I want you to find that focus feeling on mostly the inner groin, and then you might also feel a lot on the back area. So inner groin and back are kind of the muscles that are creating and helping this movement. So we'll work on that one is one. Then we're going to come from there. We're just going to sit up into kind of a 90-90. You don't have to be a perfect 90 degree, but just kind of somewhere here. Upper body gets nice and tight, and you're just going to swivel that hip open without anything else moving. So I'm not going to rotate. I'm not opening up my pelvis. I'm just swiveling that hip in the pelvis. You can put your hand right at the top of your pelvis to see if you're hiking it or rotating it, but this pelvis should not move, and you'll probably get a just little range of motion in here, but it's banded and I'm resisting. If you don't have the band, again, just squeeze your outside glute. Squeeze that glute. Find the top, squeeze. Try to squeeze more and down. Find up, squeeze, and down. Up and down. Then we'll switch. And then we have one more exercise in this circuit, but it will be after we do both sides of these. So lie down. Looks like we are all good on the same page here. Hips stacked. You either have your towel, your roller, or your ball. 60 seconds on the clock. Ready and begin. Squeezing those muscles that you feel creating this movement here. Focus on the muscles more so than achieving the movement. You want to squeeze the muscles to create the movement. So muscles first, then movement. Seconds, keep squeezing, keep working. 15 seconds. And find those ends of your range of motion and squeeze for a little bit more. 3, 2, 1, and time. Take out my roller. Sit up into my pseudo 90. Everything tight. 60 seconds on the clock. Ready and swivel open. Hand on the top of your pelvis if you want, or just brace tight on the ground. everything nice and tight. Squeeze. Find that end. I'm going to shift just a little bit so I can pull against that band a little bit more. We've got 15 seconds. Keep squeezing, keep working. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. We'll switch sides. So back to lying down on your side. Wrap this band right here so it's kind of pulling forward. Myself all set up. And it doesn't exactly matter, right? I don't have to be kind of seated in this 90 degree. I can be down a little bit, I can be higher. But we more want the forward and back motion. So if you're down, right, your forward and back is going this way. If you're a little higher, your forward and back is going this way. If you're straight ahead, it's this way. So not super important, that alignment, but we just want that forward and back motion. 60 seconds on the clock. Ready and begin. And remember to oppose those hips, so don't just focus on the top. Control the trains in both directions. One going opposite the other. Squeeze, find those ends of your range and try to squeeze for a little bit more. If you're having kind of a ton of, if you can't feel your pelvis a lot, then just kind of take this as a note that you might want to try to incorporate more pelvis work. So find some of these classes or find some exercises that give you direct pelvis movement work so you can start working on controlling and utilizing those muscles. So really try to feel the muscles that are working. We'll go an extra 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Come up to our 90. Pelvis tight. Ready and begin. Hip swivel. Lock that pelvis in, lock that body in. Just get what range you can. Squeeze against that band. Squeeze against your internal resistance. You can be working off the toe, or you can be working off of the heel. So your foot can be, or your foot can just be flat. So you can be on the ball of your foot, you can be on the heel, you can be on side foot. Doesn't matter, whatever helps you feel that side hip, side glute work the best. Got 15 more seconds. Keep that hip under tension, so don't let it rest at the bottom. As soon as you feel that tension coming off, squeeze right back. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. The last kind of exercise on this part of the circuit is going to be a hip airplane. You may be familiar with it. Hopefully, you can't see my head. You don't need to see my head, but hopefully you have some, like a wall or something to balance on, a table, anything to kind of balance yourself. I don't want this to be a balance exercise. I'm going to grab my post here. So we're moving pelvis over a fixed femur. So this is my fixed leg. I'm going to be rotating and moving my pelvis over that, right? So I'm imagining I have two headlamps right here, right at the kind of front at my pelvis bones. Two headlamps. Right now they're facing down. I want those headlamps to first turn towards that fixed leg. So I'm turning the whole pelvis towards that fixed leg. Then I'm going to turn those headlamps and open up. Turn towards that fixed leg. Open out. Towards and open out. Right? So I'm turning. I'm not just bringing my leg over. I'm not twisting my shoulder. I'm thinking the movement is happening at the pelvis. So pelvis rotating over, rotating out. If that's too challenging with a floating leg, you can kickstand it, right? You can kickstand that leg. You can also put it on top of a bench behind you. Whatever you like. And then those are some regressions, less balance requirements, right? With a tripod, with a foot elevated, holding that up. A progression would be using, if you've got a dumbbell, you can use a dumbbell in this arm, or you can even put it on the back this way and hold it kind of like this, weighing you as you work this way. So you could either hang that dumbbell down or have it this way behind your back as you're working. All good. All right. So here we go. 60 seconds on the clock, whatever variation of the hip airplane that you like. Ready and begin. Just think rotating that whole pelvis more so than torso. So I'm turning my whole thing, not just my chest. Plant leg, you can have it slightly bent, you can have it straight. Try to maintain whatever position you start in on it, so don't go from bent leg to straight leg, at least for today's workout. That's not the intent. We're just trying to get into fatigue on that same area of tissue. We're at 45 seconds. Keep it working. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. We'll switch legs. Take a couple breaths. Get ready and begin. We're just past that halfway point. Keep rotating that pelvis. And again, don't fight for anyone else's range. Just feel for what your own range is, what you can control, and then push that just a little bit. Find your end, fight for a little more range, and then reverse. We'll go 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. We'll move on. Our next next exercise is going to be just one exercise, and it's going to involve a lot of scanning and adjusting positions. So everyone's is going to look really different. Yours won't look like mine. Yours won't look like the next person's. Next person's won't necessarily look like yours. So we're going to scan and find tension. You can use a weight or not. So if you have a couple extra weights nearby that you'd like to use, you can use them. If not, you don't have to. But we're going to start off kind of in this position. If you need a chair or something to help balance you, totally feel free. If you need a couple yoga blocks to help you balance in this position, whatever it may be, to kind of help you in this position. But what we're going to do is we're putting stress on this tissue. So we're kind of essentially we're going to end up here, right? Either your pigeon stretch or some kind of almost 90, but we want to feel a stretch on that front side glute. So between here and here or here, whatever position you end up in, which helps you best feel the stretch, you're going to be bending forward, rotating up, tucking pelvis, arching pelvis, twisting, anything where you feel that tension. And we're going to take 90 seconds between here, rotating, scanning, bending, scooting back. Once your butt bone goes down, we're going to scan some more, bend forward, be upright, twist, anything to keep that tension on the glute. So you can also drive that side of your shin into the ground. So push that shin into the ground as you're scooting back. Use your chair, use your table, use your blocks to support you. Send force in there and scan, but keep it under tension the whole time. So we're just scanning, finding our best tension, pushing, keeping more tension in there, scanning. It's this slow, eccentric stretch, and we're just continually loading that tissue for the 90 seconds as we move deeper into that stretch. Looks good. 90 seconds on the clock. Scan for your best lines of tension. Bending, twisting, ready, and begin. Take your time. Load the hip. Slowly scoot back. And if you kind of get to your butt super early, that's fine. So if you're here already now, just keep moving and scanning through this zone. So if you've gotten there already, that's okay. If you're up here, that's okay. Scanning and finding best tension. Always trying to push that shin into the ground to maintain tension. We're passing the halfway point here. And try as much as you can to make that hip take the work. So keep tension on it. Not only stretching, but it's working to hold you up. I'm dropping down. As long as you're trying to push that shin into the ground, push that front leg into the ground, you should be feeling a lot of work going through it. We've got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Switch legs. Switch legs, get yourself set up. Best line of tension for you. Pushing down that front leg into the ground as you scan, ready, and begin. And if you find a particularly good line, feel free to kind of stay in that zone, explore a little bit more, but just most importantly, you're scanning, finding it, and then also making it work. We're not just relaxing and stretching. We're always pushing tension into that. Tucking, arching, rotating, bending. Past the halfway point. I'm going to open up my knee angle so you can have it closed, you can have it open. Find tension for yourself. We've got about 10 seconds. Keep pushing that leg into the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. We should be in this kind of either pigeon or pseudo 90 now. And what we're going to do to finish it out is we're going to do a couple eccentrics towards that internal rotation of the back leg. So what you're going to do, is you're always maintaining knee pressure and ankle pressure, especially at the ankle, like you're trying to rotate into the ground like this. So I'm pushing down. Imagine I'm rotating like that into the ground, but nothing's moving. I'm maintaining that pressure, and I'm turning the whole pelvis towards that back leg, and I really feel stretch and stress through this area here as I turn. We're going to take 5 seconds to turn. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'm going to reset. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to have 5 of those on each leg, and then we'll finish up. I think we have time for a hip car in each leg. So here we go. Drive down, big pressure in that back leg. I'm pushing at the knee, but more at the ankle, and twist pelvis, not torso, not just twisting through here. Twist that whole pelvis. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reset. And push, drive down, and twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reset. That's 2. And big breath, and push, twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 3. If you're starting to feel it on the medial, the inside of your knee, back off of the rotation, so you might only twist this far. We don't want that force going into your knee. That force going into your knee means your hip just isn't rotating anymore, and now that force is traveling down your leg, and you're getting torque on your knee instead of the hip. So go to your hip range of motion. We've done 3, we've got 2 more. Push down and twist. Get it into the hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 4. Last one, big push down and twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's 5. I'm going to switch sides. Here we go, big push. Breath, squeeze, pushing down and twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reset. And here we go, push down and twist that pelvis. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 2. Big breath. Push down and twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 3. And push. Maybe that's 4, but push down. We'll do 2 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 4. Last one. Big push down. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's 5. We'll finish it off. Lie down on your side. One big hip carve on each side. Here we go. External rotation in the front. Knee to chest. Lift up. Bring it out to the side. Big rotation back. Round. And down. Knees meet. And reverse it. Kicking back. Lift out to the side. Rotate under. Come up. Around. And down. And I'll switch sides. You can just flip over. And here we go. External rotation. Knee to chest. Swing it out to the side. Rotate back. Nice and tight, right? On the hip, moving in the pelvis. The femur moving in the pelvis, pushing back. Up. External, come up. Around. And down. Nice job.